Hi, my name is Yamile. I am an after-school teacher for first graders. I am a Stanislaus State alumni, class of 2023. Go Warriors. What points of protest do I feel are important? I think that I'm drawn to a lot of different causes for protest. The political climate that we are in today in 2025, human rights are very controversial. So I do feel drawn to a lot of different causes. So the ones that stand out to me a lot obviously are like immigrant rights. So like the ICE out of Modesto, Sacramento, San Francisco, Merced. Especially things in the Central Valley, we would not be where we are without immigrants. So the fact that even in our small community, like the 209, is so divided on the rights that immigrants and descendants of immigrants have is insane to me. I think we should protect everybody regardless of their citizenship status. Things that revolve around the betterment of our future, I find myself willing to commit to.
My first protest, I think it was more of a worker strike than a protest. And I was very young. They were protesting either like their wages or unfair work environment. It was freezing. There were people like selling hot chocolate, and I remember drinking the hot chocolate. And I remember how cool it felt to be like involved in something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was on the right side. Back in 2020, there were a lot more protests happening locally, and it was something that I wanted to get involved in. But at the time, COVID had hit. People were very scared to go outdoors, so I decided not to go. And that is something that I do regret not having been a part of. The first actual protest I went to, like planned out with my friends, said, hey, let's check this out, was in Modesto. I sent the information graphic. It was an Instagram post that I had come across, and I sent it out to a couple of friends, and I was like, hey, if you're comfortable, let's attend this together.
Would you say that you have generally felt safe in the protests that you have attended?
Honestly, yes. I was born here and my parents are immigrants. I am very privileged to say that I feel comfortable doing a lot of things that I do. If you are in a position where going to a protest will likely do more harm than good to you personally, I'd say think about it, because there are dangers that come with attending protests. I know like the ones I've gone to have all felt very safe, very secure. However, it is a chance. Oftentimes I am the driver, so I do get scared because I feel a sense of responsibility to keep those people safe. Before I go in, I memorize people's numbers. I always wear masks. I make sure that my friends are wearing masks. If anything did ever happen, they're not easily identified. And then a lot of the protests that I have gone to, I like to do my research on them. And it's like, it could be more extensive, but I just go through their Instagram pages of whoever posted it. I trace it back. I see which organizations they're involved with. I go to see like videos or anything that I can find on previous things they have organized to see if anything has ever gone south.
So if somebody wanted to get more involved in like activism, start going to more protests, stuff like that, but they weren't sure how to start, or they were worried about going to protests, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to do their research, to find things that they agree with, that they are passionate about, because personally, I'm a very anxious person. And if I didn't feel so strongly about their cause, I would also let the anxiousness, the fear get me. But I feel very empowered when I go to a protest. It makes me feel like I have done something and I am using my privilege, again, for lack of a better term, to potentially help benefit people who might not be able to do the same thing. So if you want to get into activism and you don't want to like really go out there and you're scared, you don't have the privilege of doing that, I think that infographics on social media get a lot of shit. And I don't really understand why. It's not hurting anybody. If anything, it's educating a lot of people. That's how I found out about a lot of protests, is through social media. Make the infographics. Let your friends know. Teach them surface level politics, because right now there's a lot of people who don't know a lot about politics and they're still voting.